Still early. I want to get here early, see if I can get on right. So I'm on, so that's a good sign. Then we'll just wait. We're going to wait till 11 o'clock and I'll start. Ah, some brave soul is here, I believe, on a Sunday morning. Would you like to identify yourself? Maybe by the chat? I don't. Oh, here we go. Okay, I got Tara. I can't hear you. Maybe.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it, okay.
I think I'm unmuted now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just had myself muted. Like, I found you.
I know, it's amazing, right? It actually worked.
It's honing my internet skills, dude. It really is, because it's like, okay, if he's not here, I'll go over here, and then yeah, it's really cool. I find it like a puzzle.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Would you like to identify yourself by the chat? Oh, here we go. Okay.
Hang on just a second. I've got to shut off. Hang on here. Oh man, am I still on? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I see you. I see you.
Oh. I had to shut off the YouTube line because I was getting echo.
So I think we're actually we're actually on YouTube and Zoom. I finally figured, I mean, it's pretty easy. Yeah. It's really very easy once you know how to do it. So I just start with Zoom and then I link onto YouTube instead of the other way around.
Cool.
How was your holiday? How was
I wanted to let you know.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of, it's a weird place because I don't really celebrate Christmas, but it was the only time of year really that was really happy in my household. And it's the warmth of family. So I put up a tree, but it's not a Christmas. I don't know. I'm kind of lost there. You know, it just brings back memories of the elders who are gone that made our lives so good, you know, and it's weird, but it's okay. But I want to tell you real quick before I forget, Rabbi YY and Rabbi Shace Taub on Monday night, now this is at 10 o'clock your time, they're having a talk, a live one on Zoom and on yeshiva.net, how to teach Tanya, learn it and understand it in modern times. So I thought, oh, that might be interesting for you to watch, you know, kind of, you know, because that's what you're doing, you know. Just thought I'd let you know.
Yeah, I know that Sheish Taub was very involved with the 12-step program. So I think that he uses the 12 steps with Tanya.
You know what's wild, Ellie? My boyfriend, okay, this kid we went to school with, his name is David Emery. He is the doppelganger for Rabbi Taub. I mean, when we first saw him, it's like, that's Dave, man. Dave's last name is Emery. I believe he's Jewish. His whole family, they feel Jewish. They do the, there's a lot of assimilated Jews back where I'm from. I know it. I know it. And I've been kind of putting stuff out there because it's like, they don't even know if your grandmother was Jewish. In this small little town, this small little farm town from where I'm from, like not 30 miles from me, maybe 600 people, there was a survivor with tattoo, a woman. And my cousin knows her granddaughter, and her granddaughter doesn't even know that she's Jewish because her, went through her mother, and her grandmother was a survivor. This isn't a teeny little town in the middle of nowhere, dude. But I know Dave, I tried to get him kind of he's just, I don't know. He got married and I don't know. I just wish he would have found his Judaism roots and married a good Jewish woman, to tell you the truth. I just thought I'd mention that. But he does. We could take him to Taub and if he'd grow a beard and people would be like, oh my God, are you like his brother? Serious. Even his mannerisms, the way he talks. I was just amazed. And Dave, he's so awesome. But just thought I'd mention it. So I don't want to take up too much space in the room.
Fine. How's Khan doing?
He's doing well. He's doing real well. Yeah, he said, thank you for asking. And are you feeling better?
Yeah, a little
are
better.
You
yeah.
Over your cold?
I'm not totally, but I can speak now. I mean, it's a little better. A lot better. Yeah, I can speak.
That's exactly. I had that laryngitis stuff too. Yeah, we had it. We just been taking our quercetin and our vitamins and antioxidants, and we've done really well with it. It's just more of a nuisance.
Yeah. Well, good. Okay, so I don't know why everybody else can't. Other people didn't find this, but okay, let's learn. I really want to go into the Torah portion because I think it's so interesting with Moses. It's the first day of Vayera, which means he appeared, which is pretty amazing that God appeared. And he says that he appeared to the fathers. We just got through this whole thing with Jacob and Abraham and Yitzhak, and now it says, God says, I appeared to Abraham, Yitzhak, Isaac, and Jacob, as he uses another name, Al Shakai. That's, I don't want to say the name properly. And I was not manifested them by my name. They say Havaya, really, which is the 4-letter name. So it means that he didn't appear to the fathers in his with his full name, with the 4-letter name, which is above nature, which implies miracles, and he's not really bound by the rules of nature. He's above nature. And that's pretty cool because I mean, this whole thing about, you're familiar with the terminology of tohu and tikkun?
I'm just, because of Esav and his soul being in tohu.
Yeah.
And then I kind of researched a little bit. One is more chaotic than the other one is, right? One is kind of more of the world of chaos and one of it is order. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I'm tohu. I'm just like, Say say, I went through this period where I wasn't getting anything through, and all my emotional Saphiro are like a wild octopus just going, wow, because I didn't even know I had them. And I'm trying to refine them, but I have a lot of passion. So yeah.
You find
So
yourself.
I think I get a gist of it.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry, you're getting used to it. Yeah.
The gist of it. I'm just starting
gist.
to kind of get that understanding. Yeah, that very, very low level understanding, which is better than none at all. I'll build on it.
I don't know if we
Mhm.
ever really understand it. I mean, it's really pretty much beyond our consciousness, but we can get hints of it, I think. But
Okay, good. Because I try to really understand things, and I don't always.
right, it's not.
So it's good to know that that's natural.
Yeah, it's not so easy to grasp this stuff. We just but at least we know what direction to look. Kind of like, we know it's like the stars are in the sky.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yep.
So, okay, so there's an inner dimension. They have a little footnote here. It says, I am God. On a deeper level, in order for a new level of divinity to be revealed, the previous level of divine revelation must be withdrawn. That's pretty wild, right? Otherwise, it will interfere with the new revelation. Therefore, before the revelation embodied in the giving of the Torah could take place, the godliness that permeated the world during the patriarchal age had to be withdrawn. And this withdrawal of divine beneficence resulted in the Egyptian exile. That's interesting. So in other words, the level that God revealed himself to the fathers was withdrawn, and that's sort of sent them into exile. They were separated from godliness, and now God's coming back on a higher level to free us from slavery. I mean, really, the same thing is happening today. We're all enslaved to this
like
evil.
you almost
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's almost like you have to have God taken from you to realize what you've lost. Is that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Is that what
Sure.
that's trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, and that when
if you don't know what you've lost. Oh, sorry.
It's fine. You talk. It's better you talk to me. It's fine. Yeah.
No, I'm here to learn. That's
right. But anyway, okay. So I mean, I'm learning too. I'm this is a very interesting thought that the old level has to be withdrawn. Therefore, the greater the upcoming revelation, this is interesting. The greater must be the withdrawal of divinity that precedes it, which is probably why now we're going into such a dark phase, because when it's over, it's going to be so bright. It's going to be so beautiful and so wonderful that we have to really go down, because the divine revelation that accompanied the giving of the Torah was so great. The Egyptian exile had to last, for a relatively long time. And so too this current exile, which has been, 2,000 years already, had to last a long time, because when it's over, it's going to be really, really good. I mean, people are saying that it's going to be, so good we can't even imagine it. Like, imagine a world without any evil at all. I mean, just no lacking of anything. Nobody will be without. It will be, and we'll be just, I see it as like we'll just be creating all day.
Yeah, I'd say I don't know what we're gonna do, because I'm so used to being in slavery. What do? Like, that's what we have to be trained, I think, in a way. And because but I trust in it.
Well,
I'm
it
just trying
seems
to
like,
ride it as well as I can.
yeah, it seems like you and Con are very creative. I think you'll find ways to, you're already, I mean, we're probably partially there. It'll just be more revealed.
Mhm.
Thank you for the confidence.
Yeah, Con says thanks for the confidence. Because we're the beat up Xers. Our families aren't very nice, and yeah, it gave us a lot of issues that we're working through, or I'm working through because of Judaism. I've never, the refinement and not letting the biases and understanding. If it wasn't for Judaism, I wouldn't have known anything. It's helped a lot. It really has.
That's good to hear.
It's that animal in me.
Right. You're saying
Mhm.
about like kind of harnessing that animal energy to do like good things. Is that?
Yeah. Instead of destructive, and angry and mean and raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me too. Yeah, 100%. It's not easy.
And the more you beat up that animal, the stronger it gets. So you can't fight it with, anger. Because it just seems, yeah. And the whole point of taking up too much space in a room, when Rabbi Freeman said that, I was like, oh, I do that sometimes. I got to be careful because I, the ego thinks that, oh, you have to, and yeah. So I try not to take up too much space. But it's all new. So it's practice, and you don't always get it right,
How about Con? How's Con feeling about all this? Con, it's good for you. It works for him.
Yeah, his mother was raised in New York and Cambridge, and she was Catholic, but they were friends with a lot of Jewish people, and she still gives to Jewish causes in New York. So he's been around this, and he's okay with it. I play the rabbis for him, and he likes what they say. He's not wanting to practice as much, but the philosophy helps. Me, I don't know where I'm at. He's okay with it though. I think the woman is supposed to be more. Well, no, actually, men need it more, but in our world, it's the women who carry the religious part of it. I think that's what we're used to.
Yeah,
it's a process though for both of us.
Yeah, I think it's true in Crown
when
Heights
we're looking
too.
at other countries to live.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking for other places to live, perhaps if we had to flee the States. And he's always saying, look, there's a big Jewish population in this country. It'd be a good place to go. Or he always looks for the Jewish population for me first, because it's like, you know what? I really want to be part of the community in any way that I can as a non-Jew. Because observant, I like observant, but I trust the Jewish people more. And maybe that's wrong, but I can't help it. I only get truth, and kindness, the Chabad. Wow. When somebody said they believe their children were jewels, I was like, whoa, really? you like your kids? That was one of the first things. At first I'm like, man, they're probably lying. There ain't no way. They're just saying that, really. When I was like, boy, I don't know, but I kept on it, and it's like, they really do like their kids.
That's sweet.
But and nobody's without mistakes or whatever, but people that I've met online and stuff, we try to do better. We try to refine. We try to learn from our mistakes, and as long as that's going on, hey man, you got my vote. You know, nobody's perfect. Everybody's going to make mistakes. Even Moishe made mistakes. That was from a rabbi I listened to last night. You know?
What did he say? He said
But I
about
probably listened too much and don't put in that. Moshe Rabbeinu even had made mistakes, you know, and God let him know, you know, when he didn't believe that the Jewish people would listen to him, and he said, you're disparaging the Jewish people, or, you know, and he's like, so I don't know. It's truth. It's a good guide. It's kept me. It has. It's kept me safe, I feel, from myself, you know. It's just a weird place for me because I was so atheist. Oh, I was so sure. And then I found Chabad. It was like, oh, no, you know, if I would have known. But it's just searching. I think everybody's going through this. I mean, how many Noahides are there who follow you?
how many
The
Noahites?
Rebbe knew we would come, didn't he? The Rebbe knew we were going to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very important. I mean, I think it's critical to the coming of Mashiach is the Noahide people. And with the other, I think the other religions are really going to, I think when the information comes out, it's going to be pretty hard for them to sustain themselves when the truth about the Kabbalah comes out and how they really infiltrated a lot of the religious structures. I think it's going to be really, people are going to really need something to attach to. But you're saying that the rabbi said that that Moses made a mistake with that he, so it says God rebuked Moshe for asking him, why have you mistreated the people, by saying to him, you know, I am Hashem. So I guess he's saying, so was the rabbi saying that God didn't trust, that Moses didn't trust God, that he didn't understand that God was doing the right thing?
Well, what he was trying to put forward was that no human, no matter how great they are, is perfect. Right. You know, and then he gave the example when he said the people wouldn't listen to him, that he can't speak, you know, like Aaron. And he said, you're wrong, you know, and you don't trust the people enough. And, you know, there was something, and I can't remember. I can send you the video. It's pretty short. He's an amazing man. Oh, God, I loved it. Because he talks about the Rebbe and stuff.
Who's that?
I can't remember his name because he's one I've never seen before. And he's not even a Hasid. The Rebbe calls him the Hasid in camouflage because he's not open, you know, he doesn't look Hasid, but he's a Hasid in camouflage. I'll send you the video.
Okay.
He's a wonderful, wonderful man. From what, you know, his speech, I just loved the things that he said, and yeah.
Right. So, okay. So I'm just going to read the end of this inner dimension. So according to the Midrash, according to the commentary, Moses said to God, the generation of the dispersion deserved to be punished because they rebelled against you. But this generation has not rebelled against you. So why do you subject them to such oppression? According to Rabbi Yitzhak Luria, God answered, indeed, this generation is the reincarnation of the generation of the dispersion. Because that generation sinned by building a tower out of bricks and mortar, I am rectifying their souls by forcing this generation to make mortar and bricks. You see that? So he said, right, he's saying that because this is an incarnation of the people that built the Tower of Babel, and because they used bricks to like fight with me, I'm going to make them make bricks to now. Pretty interesting. So,
okay, but
yeah.
I didn't think that. Are we supposed to be punished for the sins of our fathers, or is that another religion that said that?
I
That
don't
you
know.
shouldn't, or is that more personal, like on a personal person-to-person basis?
I think so. I mean,
Because I don't know if that's Christian or not.
I don't know. I don't think it's such a Jewish thing to think about punishment all the time. I mean, I don't really think that's such a Hasidic point of view. I mean, there's there are Orthodox Jews who really kind of believe that God is like I mean, yeah, I mean, I think like when you think of punishment, when you think of something that happens to you that's hard to take, that usually it's really thought of more as like it's a concealed blessing to help you in a way that you couldn't be helped if it was given to you on a silver platter, like sometimes you go through these experiences and when you're done, you're on a much higher level, but it's not really a punishment. It's more like just helping you move very quickly to another level. At least that's how I think of it.
It does work.
Yeah, it does. That's true.
Oh, believe me, man. That's
right. So it says here, in this sense, the phrase God said, I am God means that God's attribute of justice, indicated by the name Elohim, which is God as he is in nature, meting out punishment in kind, is really just a disguised form of his attribute of mercy. So he's really being merciful, but it's coming in the way of punishment. By subjecting people to the servitude, to the slavery, God was rectifying and healing them of their past sins. So they're saying here that these people were actually incarnations. So it was the same souls. It wasn't like they were being punished for something that somebody else did. They were getting punished for something that they did. Or not really punished, but really rectified. They were being shown that, they were being helped to remember that, the bricks got them into trouble and the bricks are going to get you out of trouble.
and there you learn the lesson more that way. Yeah. And rectification, that is so much better. That makes more sense.
I think so. I mean,
that if you get yourself into the trouble, you have to be able to get yourself out. You have to take the action to actually get yourself out of the trouble, right?
Right, and that it's good for you, and that it's beneficial to you.
Yeah.
It's not a punishment. It's really comes from the attribute of mercy to help you, but it doesn't. At the time, it doesn't seem like it, but when you look back, you say, wow, I went through this thing and, it was merciful because it brought me to the next level.
Yeah. And you're able to make up for your mistakes. You can actually atone and rectify your mistakes through your own action. That's awesome.
It's pretty good. It's better than thinking of being punished, I think, because when you get punished, I know for me, like punishment doesn't necessarily work. It just makes me angrier and it gets me, I think of how can I get back at, I know as a school teacher that whenever I would try to be forceful and punishing to the kids, they really enjoyed it. they like that. It doesn't really have the effect that it's supposed to have generally. I mean, so I think that's pretty cool. So anyway, I think we can really, transfer this over to ourselves and to what's going on now. In that, God is by putting us through this experience. I mean, the whole structure of society is completely unraveled in the last 2 years. And, by doing this, we're getting ready, we're being readied to receive a level of light that's probably, equal to the descent, at least.
It reminds me of when I came across a saying that the Hasids have, that when you make a mistake, and it's the first, I make a mistake when I was growing up, it was like World War III in the house, but the Hasids, when I heard that they said, good, what did you learn? And I was like, wow, that somebody could say, yeah, you screwed up big time, but good, what did you learn? And I was like, wow, what a great way to express that. Yeah, we're going to say, yes, you made this mistake. You have to admit it. You have to see the truth of your mistake, but you can learn from it. You're not going to be like told you're a horrible person and how could you do that? And, all the negative. But yeah, good, you made a mistake. What did you learn? I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful, really. I mean, I don't think most of us
Very.
are really on that level where we realize it while it's happening. I mean, usually, when your kid acts up, it's a very hard thing, but you're right. Ideally, anyway, it's great to be able to say, what did you learn from it?
Mhm.
So, okay, so let's go on a little bit. So, it says, nevertheless, they did not question my trustworthiness. The proof is that when I appeared to them as Al-Shakai, when he appeared as God within nature, I also made my covenant with them to give them Canaan, the land, that they would settle in. But when Abraham had to bury Sarah and pay an exorbitant price for a gravesite, and when Isaac had to defend his rights to the wells he dug, and when Jacob had to pay for a field in which to camp, none of them questioned my justice. In contrast, the first thing you asked me when I approached you for this mission was, when they ask you what is his name, when they ask you what kind of God is it that fails to fulfill his promises, what should I tell them? You suspect me of sending you on a doomed venture. And now, at the first setback in your mission, you have questioned my justice. So this, I mean, I think this really fits in with what we're going through now. It's like we're in World War III. We're fighting the enemy that's been plaguing mankind for thousands of years. And we're constantly going, okay, already, when is it going to come? When is our relief going to come? When are we going to be saved? But we have to just kind of trust in the plan, trust that God has our back, and we'll get through it, I think.
But it's hard when, I've studied the history and wow, it's not fair. That's what I would say. It's not fair what the Jewish people have been put through by people. But I guess that's where you have to just trust in God. But it is like, man, this ain't right. It's like,
right, but
this is why I can't get into the anti-Semitic thing, because I want to rip people's heads off. So, that's Aesop. That's not good. It's only going to add fuel to the fire, and I don't go there. I don't, but sometime we're going to have to, I think, but that's my Aesop. So they're starting to really, I was told you don't fight for blood until they keep you from adherence. And they're starting to do that. They're starting to try to do that, in my opinion, with this plague thing that they've made up. You can't go to funerals. You can't do this. You can't. That's all adherence. And that's, but I'm not Jewish and I don't want to add any fuel to the Jewish fight, you know what I mean, against the Jews. So, but I try to just explain you are wrong and you don't know what you're talking about, but I get angry. I start you start on Jews and I just want to rip your head off. But, hey, maybe that's what Noahides are for. We aren't totally having to adhere to everything. So it's like, you know what? Maybe, a good Jew isn't going to do this, but I will. I'll freaking go for you. But I won't do it unless, I know it's the right thing. And I don't think it's the right thing to, I don't know. We got to fight it, but I want to go for blood instead of the good example. You got to be a good example, Whew.
Right.
It's frustrating.
What about also the oppression? I mean, it's not just the Jewish people that are being oppressed now, it's everybody really. I mean,
Yeah.
don't you feel like, I mean, this whole medical thing and the debt slavery and
Yeah. But I think that, just the history of everything, making Sunday a blue law. You know what I mean? Every business had to be closed and that hurt the Jews. I think they did that on purpose. And this was, part of this. I'm an American and of Northern European descent. And it is almost like I have to atone for some of my relatives' behavior that I don't even know for sure. But I figure, I don't know. I think that's part of the Noahide thing. We have to atone. We have to change the past through our behavior now. You know what I mean? Because I know that they were misled too. They were lied to, so they started attacking the Jews. Or I don't know, but I think there's a certain amount of atonement needed. But that might be a Christian filter, I don't know. But I try to do things, just the fact that I'm not a Christian anymore and a Noahide is sending some of my family into freaking, I bring up Judaism, they're just like, oh, and I just want to punch them, I don't like it. But that's my challenge is anger. So I'm trying to remedy that with love. Like the Hasids say, if you're angry, then you use love. You don't use anger to compete with anger. You use love as the antidote. So that's kind of where I am now. But I can't love people who are hateful, evil people. I feel sorry for them, but so I just have to kind of abstain at this moment because I don't want to I would never want to make the Jews look bad ever, ever, ever.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, it's there are a lot of complicated issues, a lot of complicated things. Let's just, since we don't have that much time, let me just hit on the Tanya a little bit.
Okay.
Let me just read this. In order to impress upon Moses that he is indeed trustworthy, God deliberately referred to himself in this verse by the name Havaya. This name indicates that God is beyond time and space, and he is not subject to any of the limitations that operate in the physical world he created. Therefore, there is nothing that can prevent him from keeping his word. So that's why he was like sort of chiding Moses to say, you didn't believe I was going to really do the right thing, but you should know that I'm above the rules of nature and I can do whatever I want. Let me just launch into the Tanya so we can just keep the thread going on that. So they're talking about if the divine soul of the Benoni indeed dominates every area of practical expression, alone dictating every thought, word, and deed, why is he not considered tzaddik? In other words, they're talking about the difference between somebody who is working on themselves to become completely holy and somebody who's completely holy. In other words, like the kind of the definition of a Benoni is that he never really sins in thought, speech, and action, but he still has like a feeling. He still doesn't completely hate evil. It still presents a temptation to him. And that's really the difference between somebody who's completely holy and somebody who's like a Beinoni, I don't want to say intermediate, but somebody who's trying to become more holy. And the Alter Rebbe wrote a book for tzaddikim, and apparently I think he threw it in the fire because the world doesn't really need, a book for, I mean, the tzaddikim apparently they're okay, but it's somebody like who's struggling to rectify, to refine their animal soul and to bring it into holiness. That's where the challenge really lays. So it talks about that a bit in today's Tanya. It says, right, so the core and the essence and core of the divine soul does not dominate the essence and core of the animal soul deriving from the klipas. In other words, the divine soul is not completely in control, and it's not a bad thing. That's just where he's holding. It's not, it's not to say that, he should be a tzaddik, and if he only had more self-control, he would be one. No, it kind of goes into a deeper thought stream, saying that he can't really, but it's not possible for him to become totally holy. He has these desires, but he's able, a Beinoni, a true Beinoni, which is really something of a rarity. I mean, I don't know, I don't know about other people, but I know for myself that, the temptations don't really go away. I mean, they're still there. It's just that, I try to deflect and, and kind of move, the whole idea is to get the animal soul, is to make friends with it and say, you know what, why don't you and I together do holy things? It might be preferable, that's why I like, as a school teacher, like if I scream at the kids just laugh. But if I make friends with them, I say, look, you don't know this subject so much yet, but let's see, maybe it's not all bad. And in that way, I mean, I think you can get more done than to try to punish people or yourself, really yourself.
Yeah, because you feel like in Asia, the students never raise their hand for questions during the class. They always wait until afterwards because they believe that is saying to the teacher, you aren't teaching it the way you should, you're not getting it through to me. It's a disrespectful thing in their eyes. And you wait until the end of class to ask the teacher what you don't understand. I don't know. It was kind of hard for me to understand it because we were always encouraged to speak out when we didn't understand anything, and so I think seeing a student, I see you, not your struggles, I see you for what you are, not for what I want to make you into, and I think a lot of that teachers can't because they feel a responsibility to teach children, and when they aren't getting it, they get frustrated with themselves and then they lash out. That's my theory. Because I've never had kids. I've never even held a baby and fed it or anything. So I don't know anything about kids. Nothing. I am more male when it comes to that. I have a lot of male energy. The women in my family were not kind and the men were. So I hung around the men.
Interesting.
So I can't really, I mean, some of them were kind and they wasn't always, but yeah. The land of Esav was not fun to be raised in. Because it's what it is. It truly is. And I believe we are the United States of Esav. I think Rabbi Kaplan turned me on to that one. The guy out of Canada. I'll have to send. He's on Chabad.
Nice.
Flies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just.
So it says, goes on to say that like during prayer, when he's praying, he's able to conquer his animal soul. He's able to, use his animal soul correctly and help him with his divine service. But that afterwards he might, the animal soul might crop up and kind of take control. So that's, and
Yeah.
the takeaway says you can put your animal soul to sleep when you pray with a lot of, fervor. You can saturate yourself with love for God during prayer. Utilize the time of prayer to make a difference to your day. So I guess they're saying that, like, if you set up your day and, if you start with a prayer and your animal soul and your holy soul are kind of aligned with each other, that it's easier to confront the challenges of the day.
Mm-hmm. It works. It is soothing.
Yeah. But and people were saying on the channel that there is some kind of prayer book for Noachites. Do you know about that?
Yes. I've tried to get on Noahide sites and it really feels like Jew-lite to me. I can't, but I know I need to. So my next book I'm gonna buy when I can afford to buy some more books or feel like I can, I definitely want to get more into Noahide because that is my realm. My realm is not beyond Noahide, and I know that. And because it doesn't even count, it's the Jews need to do what the Jews need to do. Somebody can't, who's non-Jewish can even, God, that's why I think you have the special connection, He wants you to do it, not what I'm saying. And I believe, I believe that. It's just hard because I got so into Judaism. I've embraced Judaism. And this is what Rabbi Tovia Singer kind of mentions. He's like, man, it does feel like to these people and we've got to somehow, because I embraced Judaism. But I also understand the differences being a non-Jew by embracing Judaism. But it took me many years to get here because I was always like, but I want to be Jewish, but why do I have to adhere more than the Jews that I see in secular world who are, all that stupid stuff, that you, like a little kid. And then I started learning and it's like, yeah, it's not that God doesn't love me or, but he tasked you with a specific thing, gave you that special connection because he wanted you guys to do it. Now I could join the Jew, I could convert, I could be adherent, and everything. There's a pathway for that, but I'm not ready for that pathway. I wouldn't be good. I know I wouldn't. I'd be eating a cheeseburger every once in a while. I know it. And if I, by choice, become a Jew, absolutely not. You don't do that. I have a choice. And that's why I know why, converts, they say are expected to adhere more because we have a choice. And the rules going in, So yeah, somebody just born into it is like, I didn't ask for this. They don't have a choice, but I do. So yeah, I need to hear more if I were to join. So no, I'm not ready. There's a lot. You guys have to do a lot, man. I'm just like, whoa, it's amazing. It's beautiful. It really is.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. You're right. It's not so easy, but yeah, but I think everybody, that everyone has the value of their place. Like the Noachides have a definite, a very important piece of the puzzle. I think. I really think, to bring Mashiach, the Noachide, the Noachides really have to strengthen their practice and identification with being Noachites, really, because it's so important.
Because I don't even know if Noahides cover their hair, and I'm going to start if that's one of the things. I started wearing a hat, but it's kind of cold, so I wear a hat anyway. But
Yeah.
I'm the one. Hey, if it's cold, put on a hat.
Yeah, hats are
But
good.
I want to start adhering. I want to actually start that relationship. Adhering more than just working on myself for selfish reasons. That's not. I do have a question. Why do we call him Hashem? Why do we use that term?
Well, I
What
think
is Hashem?
I think the name Hashem means the name. It's like we don't want to pronounce his name, so that's why we just say the name. It's like the name. It's like a substitute for the real thing, because we don't want to say we don't want to pronounce the real name.
Why not? Why don't we want to pronounce the name?
Well, we do it like sort of in prayer. In prayer, we can do it if we're praying, but it's just, I guess it's maybe a sign of a little bit of disrespect, maybe, or just that it's just I don't know. It's a good question. I'm not really sure the answer, but I think it's really that we just we don't want to. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't really have a good solid answer. I don't know. It's just not. We're yeah.
I'll ask Rabbi Friedman this Wednesday.
Yeah,
when we have our meeting.
That'd be great. That's a very good question. I'll check it out too. But I think I'm gonna get off soon, and I don't know why nobody else found it here, but we'll probably have a meeting tonight. I'm gonna do it the same way tonight because I think it's easier to have. I think this is better. That you certainly better that you can talk, and it would be nice to have the others on this. So I'm just gonna stick with this format and hope that they find me. I mean, it wasn't that hard for you to find me, right?
I used my old email links, but I only knew to do that when you sent the old email saying this is the Zoom site. But I only knew to do that because I did it with Rabbi Friedman, because a couple times they forgot to send the notice right for that night. So I just went through my old emails. Dude, I need to start. I have over 10,000 emails. I need to start deleting them, but I never do. So I'm always able to go back through.
Right. No, that's good.
That's how I got on.
I'll send out an email link before tonight's meeting, so everyone will at least be reminded. Okay, well, Tara, say hi to Khan. Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Well, I was thinking maybe I could put a comment at the bottom of today's thing when you post it, and I could put follow the link in your old email, or he's going to send a new one.
Okay, that'd be
and
great.
Maybe people, okay.
Thanks, Tara.
Cool. Thank you. I really appreciate this.
No, I appreciate it.
It's helped me so much, Ellie. You have no idea.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You have no idea.
All right, well,
put me in touch with Carolyn. It was great. I really, really like her, and Devorah, and thank you.
Yeah, because I think that's
I was
really
at
important.
A crisis again.
Yeah, I think it's important to have a community. You have to have a family of Noachide people to help you. Yeah, absolutely. That's good. Thank you. I'm glad that that worked out. Okay, so
I'm listening, and I'm going to try to get out there and spread the word.
Okay. All right. So I'll see you later. Okay, and say hi to Khan.
Okay, I will. You have a great day, and we'll see you tonight. I'll be on tonight, or Monday, or whenever. Yeah.
Oh yeah, tonight. I'll see you tonight. Okay. Thanks so much. Bye, Tara.